Their defense gave up 48 points to the Bucks in a Week 1 loss, and on Sunday they squeaked out a win over Cleveland. Stephen A., you giving up on the Saints?
Not yet. And the reason why I'm not giving up on the Saints is because Drew Brees is a bad brother. That's the number one reason why I'm not giving up. Already, this is Drew Brees in 2 games. He is completing 81.3% of his passes. 81.3% of his passes. 65 for 80.
Yeah, it's good.
65 for 80.
Real good.
682 yards. We've been talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. We've been talking about Patrick Mahomes. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Brees is still a bad brother. Make no mistake about it. I don't like what I've seen from the Saints defensively in particular over the first 2 games. But Kamara is still in there. Drew Brees is still up in there, okay? Michael Thomas is still up there. I'm going to hold out hope because Drew Brees is going to find a way to come to the rescue, get your team to the playoffs, and once he's in the playoffs, Lord knows what can happen with that brother. Drew Brees is a special somebody. He's a special somebody, and I'm not going to write him off just yet.
Well, yes, he's had 2 great games, and he's still great, obviously, 2 home games. And in those 2 home games, they got lit up for 48 points in Week 1. Now, by a team that apparently has a great offense, now that a competent quarterback is heading the team. And then in Week 2, they played a team that you're supposed to beat. Now, I realize the Browns have been a little tougher than anticipated this year so far, but by some. But you're supposed to beat them, and they hung around. They hung around all game. You won by a field goal. So the issue – and now, look, the defense got a little better Week 2 for sure, although they weren't playing the same kind of offense. But there's been real regression on the defense this year. And Stephen A., the reason the Saints were Super Bowl contenders last year, and many, including by the time the playoffs rolled around, Super Bowl pick, was because, hey, look, on a team that can play defense and can run the ball, you got Drew Brees, trust him more than Jared Goff or Carson Wentz or Nick Foles or any of those guys. I like the Saints. But if the defense is not going to be excellent, then it's going to be the same old Saints. And so far, the jury is out. Improvements from Week 1 to Week 2, but I would not say it's been last year's Saints defense.
No,
and without that, they ain't going to win no Super Bowl.
Well, you're right about that, but I don't think that will last. I think that the personnel that they have in place somehow, some way will come together. They gave up 18 points to the Browns. They could have easily lost that game. 2 field goals, 2 extra points missed, what have you. We understand that. But in the end, that offense is high-powered, and I think the defense will come together because they haven't yet, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.